Yo, what up, man? Chris, somebody checking in, man. Salute, man. Your boy is on the road. I'm tired. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. I got a long drive tomorrow, but I'm in Albuquerque right now. At the gas station again, the only place I can get a little bit of light or whatever. But like I said, if it's a nighttime blog, then there's obviously some stuff I want to talk about. But I'm going to be asleep half the morning because I'm tired as hell. So that's why I'm shooting this blog now so I can just get it out the way. Few things I want to talk about. Want to talk about Bill Collector. Want to talk about Gshi Gotti a little bit more. I want to talk about Mickey Facts and want to respond to Hitman. So we're going to try to knock this out and not be too long. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and everything like that. Obviously, hit the like and the subscribe button on your way in. Bill Collector, let's start there. Bill Collector was sentenced to 24 months in prison. I'm not really sure what Bill Collector did to get this time. I haven't really been following his situation, but it looks like he is in jail right now. So this is, jail seems to be the topic of discussion and everything, like I said. But he's locked up for 24 months. I see a statement right here. People, wishing him well. Gonna put some stuff out that you can kind of write to him and support different things he got going on, his merch and everything like that. But I think I remember a battle he had not too long ago where he was like talking about he was gonna this is like his last battle before being locked up. So I don't really know what he's locked up for. Somebody can put it in the comment section if they've been following what's going on. But, we wish him well. You know what I'm saying? Me and Bill Collector ain't never been, that really cool lately and been on the best terms. But I still wish him well. I don't want to see anybody behind bars. So, hopefully he can get home, be productive again, and get back to doing what he do best. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that on him. As far as Gshi Gotti, when I did my blog on Gshi Gotti the other day or yesterday morning, I had just found out what happened. I was a little bit in shock on everything that was going on with him. I really didn't know as many details, but as the day goes on, you tend to learn a little bit more of what's going on. Like I said, a lot of y'all saw the video, so we don't have to go there. The video, it is what it is. But he has 4 counts of possession charges, and he has 1 count of fleeing. So the 4 counts of possession charges, different drugs or whatever, oxy and all this other stuff. But the time on that is anywhere from 2 years to 8 years. Okay, and those are 2nd-degree felonies. And the fleeing, I think, is like 16 to 24 months. And so that's what he's faced with. You know what I'm saying? When you look at this whole situation, it looks like each count he has like $200,000. So it's 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, and then 100,000. So that's why people keep saying it's $900,000 on the bond thing. They also have his bond at if he does make bond, they want him on an ankle monitor, which is going to be very difficult because a lot of times when you're on an ankle monitor, take it from me, I was on one. You got to be able to show a residence, and he probably doesn't have one in Ohio that he can show that he can be monitored and tracked. So you gotta have that, and somebody has to be signing for you that they'll kind of like help monitor you, or this is the location that you will be at. So without him having that, that's also a difficult thing for him. So if he can make the bond, which would be hard to do, he's supposed to be on an ankle monitor, which is going to be another issue for him. And what else is going on with him? So like I said, he got the $900,000 bond. It looks like they're building a case on him, bro. It looks like they're just building a case on him. They haven't even charged him with no robbery or nothing like that. It looks like they're building a case. Like I said, they was tracking one of the guys from the airport and everything. So it looks like this is something that might have been going on in like other states and other situations. So this could be a kind of a situation where more charges could come down from this whole situation. When you look at the 2nd-degree charges for the drugs, it does say presumed prison time. So second degree charges in Butler County are presumed prison time. So when you look at this whole situation, I know there's a lot of free Geechi and everything, and obviously we want the best outcome for him and everything like that. But if we really just being honest, Geechi's cooked, bro. He's really cooked, and he's gonna end up probably doing some time. He has kind of you know, when you get locked up, you kind of have, it's like 2 charges you kind of don't really, that's hard to beat. Obviously, if you got a co-defendant, that's a hard thing, so you don't really want a co-defendant. The other thing is a possession charge. You know, when you get like possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, that's a popular charge by a lot of people in jail, because everybody carry a gun and shit. But it's hard to beat, because if you either got the gun or you don't got the gun. So with these possession charges, you either have drugs or you don't have drugs. So these are easy things to prove, and stuff that you kind of have to cop out to. You have to take a plea deal, and they're not gonna go into court and just say you got all these drugs and you never had these drugs. Now, you may not have the amount. The amount could be inaccurate. You know, niggas love to embellish shit. So you got 96 pills of this, and you got 111 pills of this, and you got 100, and then come to find out you go to trial and you really don't have as much, or maybe you got more, or whatever. The count could be off. But as far as just possessing it, yeah, if they say you got it, and it becomes a hard thing to prove as to why you have it. So therefore, the possession charge always sticks. So even though me and Geechi both had cases or whatever, it's like my case was more of a he say she say case, you know, and the evidence didn't really line up. So you have something to fight. You have something like, oh no, they're lying about this, they're lying about that, they're lying about this. And with Geechi, with a possession charge, it's like, yo, either you had the pills or you didn't. So it's like, for me, I don't really know how Geechi really gets out of this, bro. Like, I like just being locked up and just seeing people with charges. There was another case that's very similar to this that someone had sent me today. Same thing, robbing these little dispensaries or whatever, and same kind of drugs, these oxys and all this kind of stuff, same kind of thing. 2 Ohio men, they were sentenced to 96 months and 100 months in prison. Very similar case, if you read it, very similar case of what Gshi Gotti did. And Geechi is, you know, obviously he been in trouble with this before, might be on probation, he might have some other shit going on as well. But 96 and 100 months, that's like 8 years, bro. It's 8 years. So I feel like Geechi, I feel like Geechi's cooked, bro. I feel like he's cooked, and you know, we're gonna always be honest over here, Unbiased Review. We're gonna always be honest. And this is not me trying to grind Geechi up or nothing like that. I always wish people the best. And sometimes I really hate to kind of say someone is cooked. I hate to kind of say that in a lot of situations, because I ain't gonna lie. When I was locked up, everything that I was going through, it looked like, man, it's gonna take hella high water for you to get out of jail. Hella high water for you to, and niggas was telling me this in jail, like, yo, you ain't getting out. When I ain't get a bond, and I went back 60 days later and I ain't get a bond, I'm sitting in there for a year and all this other stuff happening. And I was just like, yo, I'm never getting out unless I beat trial. Unless I win my case, I'm never getting out of jail. This is what I was thinking. And I'm pretty sure on the outside, people in the battle rap community was probably saying the same thing I'm saying. Man, Chris is cooked. So when y'all finally saw me out, it was probably a shock. Like, oh, Chris was indicted and actually got out. But there was a lot of things that changed in my case. And, you know, luckily when you have the money and the resources to fight your case, and that's another big thing, it's going to be very telling with Geechi. If he has a public defender, I'm going to be like, bro, all the money you be making, all the stuff you got going on, the stuff you into, you don't really got the money to actually fight it. Geechi needs a real lawyer. So I'm going to be interested to see if he even is on some public defender shit, you know, and that's just a whole nother rabbit hole, because, you know, you're a Crip and you got friends, you got all this. Niggas should be able to get you a real lawyer, bro. Niggas should definitely be able to get you a real lawyer. But at the end of the day, my case is he say, she say. It's room to fight. Argue this stuff, argue that stuff, argue this evidence. Did this really happen? Did that really happen? No, she said this, he said this. What's really true? Possession charges, different. Do you got the oxy or do you not have the oxy? Do you have this drug or not this drug? That stuff becomes very easy to prove in court. And a lot of times you end up having to cop out. So, and if I'm just being real, I think Geechi's gonna do some time, bro. and I don't mean no small amount of time. I think he's gonna do some significant time to where he's probably gonna lose maybe the rest of this decade. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got about 3-4 years left of this decade, and even longer. And you don't really know where battle rap will be at that point, bro. At some point in time, smacking them will stop rapping. I mean, stop doing battles. They're getting older too. Like, they old like me. Some point in time, they're gonna go on with their life, do some other stuff, and they ain't just gonna be putting battles on the app forever. So you don't really know where battle rap will be in just look at the other case, 96 months, 8 years. You never really know where battle rap is. So there is a possibility where it's like someone could literally have not battle no more, like literally not ever battle again. And it's unfortunate because obviously he had the deposit out on the Real Sick battle on King of the Dot World Domination. He got the deposit out on the Rex battle, and it's just like, bro, they could have just gave you the rest of your bread, bro. Like, you could have, if you needed money that bad, somebody could have just been like, yo, here go your back end for your Real Sick battle. We know you good for it, just show up. Here go your back end for the Rex battle, just show up. Like, niggas could have fronted you loans and all kind of stuff. Like, URL been doing shit like that, bailing niggas out of jail, loaning them money, doing all, especially someone like Geechi, who tends to be pretty loyal and really show up to battle. He could have got that bread the legal way. So I just want to put that out there. But like I said, I'm always going to wish him the best, but it does not look good for Geechi, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. That possession shit is just hard to beat. Just really hard to beat. It's so plain, just what it is. So, I mean, unless someone copped to like all the drugs, like, no, they mine. They ain't not the other three, they all mine. But unless some shit like that happen, how do you get out of it? Like, I don't even see a way out of it, honestly. And when I was in jail and seeing people with all these possessions, there was people that was literally beating murder charges in jail. They were beating murder charges, but with like self-defense and other stuff like that, or just other stuff, stand your ground shit. They was beating murder charges, but they had already committed a crime before, and they were a felon. So these niggas will be facing 30 years, life in prison, shit like that. They'll completely beat the murder charge. And you know what get them? Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. They could not beat the possession. So the murder was honorable according to the court, or self-defense or whatever. But you wasn't even supposed to have a gun though. And right there, you've been and beat the whole murder charge and got to do a mandatory 5 years. And these charges right here also has mandatory sentencing. That's what I'm saying. Like shit just not good, bro. It's just not fucking good. That possession shit, niggas could never beat the possession of a firearm shit. It's just like you either got the gun or you don't. So that's what was happening when I was in jail. But what else? We got so a lot of people was hitting me up about this Hitman situation. I guess Hitman did a live and he was saying that I went easy on Verb, or I was giving Verb an out or something like that, or wasn't going as hard on Verb on the ghostwriting thing, or whatever the case may be, and something like that. Somebody was saying. I actually didn't watch the live, so people were just paraphrasing. But that's not the case, bro. When it comes to Verb, I'm one of the few bloggers that I will say that actually been on Verb's ass. Pause. I've been on him in blogs. I put him #1 on the stock drop list. I said he was marked out. I gave the whole story about when I ran into him in Atlanta, all kind of stuff like that. I'm never saving Verb, no way, no how. I don't even like Verb, bro. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like, I can't really knock his battles, because I've always been a fan, but I don't really like what he stands for as a person. And and just the way he is now, like always trying to tear down black people and tear down like black companies. Like, I ain't really with none of that shit. So I'm and the flagging shit is just another layer on top of that. So I'm never supporting Verb. So if you don't see me rah on Verb on the ghostwriting stuff in my blog or whatever, it's because Verb is a flagger, bro. Like, the last time I was rah in a blog, I had went off on Tattle Facts. I was saying all kind of stuff. You this, you that, you this, you that. I woke up and that blog was down, and I had a strike. And they would wrote a fucking letter sent to me like, yeah, you was cyberbullying. I'm like, bro, I just watched this video 12 hours ago. I wake up and the video is completely taken down and flagged. So now Verb being like a guaranteed flagger or somebody that has no problem telling or reporting in YouTube, dry snitching or whatever, like, nah, I'm not finna get in here. Oh, you BAN, you this, you that, and get super rah-rah, because that's what YouTube be looking for. A lot of the dramatics and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes that stuff can just be a detriment. So it don't even really be worth it. But no, I'm definitely not condoning nothing else. What I was trying to do was provide a little context, you know what I'm saying? And I'm an analytical blogger. I'm not, like the rest of these guys. If you want to hear rants and stuff like that, Caps is great for stuff like that. And some of these other people, me, I like to break stuff down, be a little analytical. So for me, I be looking at like a lot of the sources for ghostwriting. It's been two sources for ghostwriting. One has been so many battles that people been trying to keep up with, and the other thing has been teaming up. Before, at first it was just SONS, it was just Sons, it was like Murder Ave, it was Team Homie, and then next thing you know, it's NWX, it's Cave Gang, it's EFB, it's all these groups, and now niggas is just helping each other and writing. So when that right there created the whole ghostwriting, so I was basically explaining, Verb situation and how you end up getting into that situation. Because I never think people like Verb and even Hustle can't write bars. I do think they're rappers. You got some people that are not battle rappers at all. Like Danny Meyer's wife. She got a couple battles on YouTube, Vicky Myers. She's not a battle rapper, bro. Like Danny wrote her bars and had her rehearsing at the crib, and then she went and done a battle. She's not a battle rapper. So you got that, and then you got people that are battle rappers and do know how to write, but at the same time, they're lazy and they don't want to write. But back in the day when URL was like, doing battles like every 4 months, niggas had time, niggas put effort into it, niggas had one battle to prepare for and really one league to be on. So they had 4 months to write some bars and 2 months to write bars. When that shit got accelerated and niggas started taking hella battles and hella battles and hella battles, that's when you started seeing niggas team up, and that's when you started seeing niggas really start writing for people a lot more. And a lot of it is just the timing of it. They just took deposits, but couldn't come up with the bars quick enough. So I was just more so providing context, man. But there's never no saving Verb. Let's get to this Mickey Facts joint. So Mickey Facts did a live yesterday or last night or whatever about the danger zone stuff. Now, I'm gonna play, like, we gotta define what ghostwriting is. I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play this. Let me play this, because this is what Verb said in the space. This is what he said. Let me get it right. Make sure I got my volume up.
That means someone sends me around already, and all I gotta do is remember it. That's a ghostwriter. That's a performer, right? Me and Danger have bounced ideas one time like that.
That's regular sparring. I speak to the ghostwriters all the time. Battle rap, they can't wait to tell you their secrets.
No.
The ghostwriters call me. I never had nobody tell me you had a ghostwriter.
Not one time. Because
the niggas who do is dead quiet right now while they accusing you.
All right. You heard Verb. First of all, let me address Frank Wright. Bro, you have not spoke to the ghostwriters. Like, you really be ticking me off, because you be acting like you some boss ass nigga because you done tricked off in battle rap. Because that's really all you done is tricked your money off. So you really be acting like you on some boss ass shit, and you really not. You spoke to all the ghostwriters. Bro, you're speaking to 2026 ghostwriters. Like these new niggas out there. Whoever ghostwriting, these fake ass capos that say they wrote for Hustle. And are you speaking to these niggas? Bro, the ghostwriters are the old niggas. Lada Zay, Newborn, Chilla Jones, Danger Zone. Them writer block niggas and other people. You ain't talking to these niggas. These niggas don't even battle. Why would they be talking to you? They not trying to get a bag. They not battling. So for you to sit up in a space and be, I spoke to all the ghostwriters. You talk to Newborn? You at all? No. You talk to Lada Zay? No, you ain't talk to no fucking ghostwriters, bro, and you be sitting in a space acting like you some big Willie. I don't even know why niggas don't even be shutting that shit down. Like who the hell you think you are? I spoke to all the ghostwriters, they can't wait to tell me. Niggas ain't talking to you, bro. Like, niggas ain't really talking to you like that. And when you are, you not even talking to niggas about ghostwriting and all that kind of stuff. So, no, we not doing that. And if somebody is ghostwriting and you're still, first of all, the ghostwriter and the person who's getting bars are both problems in battle rap. And if you're supporting either one of them, you're a part of the problem too. So let's just say Capo wrote for Hustle, like he tried to say, and you're funding Capo battles, you're part of the problem also. So for me, it's just like, bro, it's not, you don't get no kudos for saying that, and you not talking to everybody. Stop acting like you some plug in battle rap or some shit like that. No, you not. You just a trick that just be spending money. That's all it is. You just be spending money, bro. And that's how niggas be looking at you at the end of the day. All these relationships be fake as hell, and niggas just be looking at you like you just got some money at the end of the day. So no, you ain't talking no old and that's what it is. These niggas don't battle no more, but still try to figure out a way to make some money in battle rap and still be nice. You know what I'm saying? And you look around, you be like, damn, I ain't heard from so and so in a while, and they just still be helping out to some degree, and you not talking to them. So I just want to say that. All right, the other thing, so Mickey basically was playing videos. He was playing a Danger Zone saying that he had gave Verb a bunch of punchlines. Verb used some of those punchlines in a battle. For me, if you using more than a couple lines, a nigga done ghost wrote for you. If I can look up and be like, yo, you really got about 45 to 60 seconds of material from somebody else, that's like a third of the round. I mean, that's like, so a round is like 3 minutes. So if a nigga done wrote half your round, or a nigga done wrote 40% of your round and you wrote the other 60%, he ghost wrote for you. You know what I'm saying? The only way I feel like you're not ghost wrote is if someone just gave you a bar or a scheme, you use it, or maybe 2 bars and 2 schemes, and that's all you use. So for Mickey to play that and that be the case, and then for Verb to basically go back to Danger Zone, try to get more bars, which is what he said in a text message. He tried to get some more stuff, but Danger Zone was busy and Verb didn't pay well enough. Verb just went back to the Danger Zone punchlines that he didn't use, and then took those punchlines and used them against Calico. And some of this shit Mickey was playing was actually some of your fire shit versus Calico too, to know that Danger wrote that. So you name drop KD. Why you did that, I don't know. Nobody was even bothering KD or even talking about KD. But then you want to go and say, oh, well, you know, I be sparring, or we share ideas with KD and Danger Zone. All right, so now that you, and another thing, before I get to KD, you actually paid for the bars, bro. Sometimes I call Piper Boy. We talk about a lot of shit. Sometimes I call Caps. We talk about a lot of shit. Sometimes I call Vada. We talk about a lot of shit. What's going on with URL? What's going on with TBL? Yo, is Easy and Cassie gonna battle? Like, what's going on with this? You check out the women's tournament. You do this. Did you watch that battle that just dropped on the app? We bounce ideas off of each other and thoughts. You know what don't happen? A fucking cash app at the end of it. Nigga don't be sending Piper Boy no money, Caps no money. They don't send me no money like, yo, appreciate the idea. But I say, yo, you should blog about this, or you should say this in the blog. Niggas don't send no bread. So the fact that you sending Danger Zone bread and talking about it can be a business arrangement is you're just comfortable doing it. And if you are comfortable doing it once, you will do it again and probably have done it again. And KD seems like to be another logical person, because you name drop KD, right? So then KD hops into my DM and he's just like, he asked me like some random question about my blog. So I tried him. I was like, yo, Verb was in a space earlier today and said you wrote for him. Now Verb didn't say that, but that's what I said to KD. Okay, if I tell you Verb was in a space and said you wrote for him, right? And you didn't hear the space. If you didn't write for Verb, you should be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck Verb talking about. I never wrote for him. That's what you should say, right? KD never said that, bro. I say Verb was in a space and said you wrote for him. The nigga responded with a LOL, bro. This is KD. The nigga responded with a LOL. And I like, bro, KD, I like you at the end of the day. Like, you a cool ass nigga. but you never said Verb didn't write for you, or Verb is tripping, or I never wrote for Verb, or I don't know what the fuck Verb talking about, or Verb bugging. I never done no stuff like that. The most I gave him was a bar. I never wrote for him. Like, why he put my name in it? You wasn't mad. You wasn't ticked off. You wasn't bothered. You put LOL behind it. And right then I knew you had wrote for Verb, bro. That's when I knew you wrote for Verb. So whether it's Danger Zone or not, it just moves on to another person at the end of the day. Gshi Gotti is a very big battle. He had battled Lux. He had battled Mook. At the end of those battles, it didn't really get Verb any further. He's not the end game to really nobody, really. Right now, if I ask you who got more respect, Mook or Lux, or Verb, you're going to say Mook and Lux. But Verb will run around and say, oh, I beat both of them. Okay, let's just say you did beat both of them. I don't even know if I agree with that, but let's just say you did beat both of them. What has it gotten you? You don't have more respect? And to a lot of people, you're still not the better battler. So Gshi Gotti becomes your next biggest battle. 2-3-time champion of the year. At that time, he might have been a 2-time champion of the year. Top of the food chain. King of caffeine, because he had beat Twerk and everything. He kind of opened up caffeine. He was the hottest nigga in battle rap for you to battle. You got some bars, bro. And for you to sit here and say, I knew you was going to do this. Let me play this one more time.
That means someone sends me around already, and all I got to do is remember it. That's a ghostwriter. That's a performer. Right?
Okay. You don't get to say what the hell a ghostwriter is, bro. You're the spin master, and all you're going to do is put a spin on it. So you're going to see, Danger Zone never wrote a round for you. He wrote just a bunch of punchlines and let you just put them together. So the thing is, he never wrote a round that you can just say, here go a round, I'm going to email it to you, you remember it, and da-da-da-da-da, and someone can just show you the round. So you get in here and say, this is what you're probably going to say in the morning in a space. If Danger Zone wrote a round for me, in order for me to have a ghostwriter, he would have had to write a round. You don't have to write a fucking round, bro. When we was on Bonnie Godiva's ass about cute Quantum writing for her, Quantum only wrote probably 24, 36 bars out of the entire battle, all 3 rounds of the battle. We still looked at Bonnie and like, yo, Quantum helps you write. We still looked at that. Same thing with Yoshi. Yoshi came in there with that Torito joint, talking about, oh, my skin is smooth like butter, margarine is from a derriere. She started doing all this little dairy scheme. Quantum, it don't matter if the rest of the battle is you. Quantum wrote that, so if Quantum wrote it, he ghost wrote for you. You don't get a chance to decide what ghostwriting is. We don't need Danger Zone to write the whole battle for you or write a whole round. Bro, if a round is 3 minutes long and you got a minute of Danger Zone's material in the first round and a minute in the second round, I don't give a fuck that you wrote the other 4 minutes. If it's 6 minutes and Danger Zone took 2 of the minutes and wrote your bars and the other 4 minutes are yours, you got a ghostwriter. So we not finna do this to where, if I write 60% of the battle and someone else wrote 40%, I still wrote, so it ain't no ghostwriter until he writes the whole round. No, most ghostwriters don't be writing the whole round, bro, because sometimes you don't like everything somebody writes for you. I can send you some shit and be like, yo, here go your round for Surf. You might not even like my whole round, so you take what you like. And then you're still a writer. Like, we don't think Verb can't write. So you take what you like. There's always gonna be some shit you don't like. It ain't like Danger Zone is perfect. He ain't gonna be able to write everything that you are into or whatever. You take what you like, you take what you don't, and then you add to it. So we don't really be expecting you to write a whole round anyway. I don't. So for me, I just feel like, no, I definitely feel like Mickey showed it. Danger Zone showed it. Bro, once a nigga write you some bars and you pay for them, what else is it? like what you need a whole round to be like you gotta go to writer, bro? No. No, you got schemes. Are you using Danger Zone bars? You got a ghostwriter, bro. You name drop KD. I already know KD probably wrote for you. I ain't no problem. I feel very confident he did. Flat out, mention it to him. Nigga didn't even decline it or nothing. So nah, bro, if you ask me right now, like, yo, I heard you was at, I don't know, wherever. I heard you was in so and so. I'm be like, nah, I wasn't there. I can be very, very decisive with my answer, bro, on anything you ask me. For me to ask Katie that, he would respond with a LOL, bro. Niggas is saying you wrote for Verb. That's like a huge accusation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you either wrote for him or you didn't. Like, nigga is literally talking about you in a space and name dropped you out of nowhere. You woke up to being in Verb's business and your response is LOL. Like, nah, I know what's up, bro. I know what's up. I know what's up. So that's pretty much how I feel about that. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else that Mickey said? And if you look at what Danger Zone said in the video, he was basically saying, I got 30 days prep for Geechi and he needs some help. So once again, niggas taking battles without a lot of prep time and can't come up with the material. And these are his biggest battles. He probably felt like he wanted to be Calico on some Midwest shit or whatever, trying to who's the top dog in the Midwest, and Geechi is champion of the year. So these are big battles on URL, bro, and who knows what else that you have got help with. Once you get labeled as a nigga that get bars, you can get bars in any fucking battle, bro. Any damn battle you can get bars from. So now that's what you're labeled as. You a nigga that get bars. And to be someone that always got some shit to say, like Mickey was showing, you got stuff to say about Swamp. Oh, did you get help in the tournament? You got stuff to say about Quilly and Surf. You got all this, a lot of stuff you be saying, bro. You really be doing that shit yourself. Like, you was all on this training shit with Surf and you talking to trainees. A lot of this stuff, I realize you just really be projecting on yourself. And I said that in a blog. Like, oh, all of a sudden people got fake views and bots. What do? You put up a diss track, turn your comments off, because one thing, whether your views go up or down or whatever, one thing that you can't really adjust is the comments. Because if you got like 10,000 views and like 100 comments, it's like, nah, the comments ain't really adding up to the views. But when you disable the comments, we can't see. So now niggas got to be like, oh, Verb got bots. But that was something you was trying to project on other people. And you kind of got a habit of that. Ghostwriting, now you got a ghostwriter. The tranny shit, now you talking to trannies. The bots and the fake this, now you turning your comments off and niggas is thinking you got bots now. It's like, bro, you really be the nigga that you be talking about. So that's kind of how I be feeling about Verb. So I'm cool. I don't really need no more proof, bro. Like, I be knowing these niggas behind the scenes. These niggas ain't slick. You know what I'm saying? I'm very plugged in to a lot of shit that go on behind the scenes. And Danger Zone ain't just got up here and just made up some shit. No, for what? Verb never put him on either, bro. That was another problem. Danger Zone ain't been on no cars. He couldn't get on Easy Card on the Easy and VZ show. Verb couldn't put him on to that. Verb couldn't put him on Max Out 3. Verb ran around talking about all the niggas he helped get a plate on Max Out 3, and he was damn near doing a card. He said he had the bank account of Gerald McCoy. You know, I control the bank. Nigga never gave Danger Zone a plate at all. Getting bars from him, never gave him a plate, never threw him a bone on no battle. You can come on the card, nothing. I'm on URL battling Geechi and on Caffeine. I'm gonna throw you a bone and get you over there. He never done none of that shit, bro. None of that stuff. That's why Danger Zone don't mind coming out now, because, like, bro, the friendship that I thought we had, the business thing that we were building, what I thought might be beneficial, because that is what a lot of people do. They try to help niggas just so they can get in good with people. And then when it don't benefit them or they realize they're getting used, and at the end of the day, it's just like, why am I salvaging a relationship with Verb? I ain't even really ate off this situation. He trying to pay me in pennies. I'm making him look better because he's winning battles, or he's having debatable battles with top guys with my bars. I'm out the culture. The nigga is damn near out the culture. Probably gonna be in the culture now. Probably gonna start getting booked now. But, and that's another thing. It's like, what are you saving it for? So, no, I seen what I need to see, and you know, I already know what's up. To me, Mickey played a lot of footage, bro, that I was just like, yo, Verb use all this? and then paid them? Like, nah, what are we doing? You pay for bars, bro. Like, like you literally pay for bars. Like I don't even really know how this is a debate. You literally pay for bars. So that just kills the whole, we were brainstorming. Brainstorming what? No, you pay for bars, bro. You emailed him at 11 o'clock in the morning about some bars and literally sent him a cash out a couple hours later. So don't try to get on the space. Be like, oh, I sent him a cash out because he just wanted to borrow some money. No, you sent him a cash out to match the email from earlier, for a few hours earlier. Know what's going on, bro. We know what's going on. That's what's going on. But it's late. Let me get some rest. Chris Unbiased. Holla at your boy.